This is Zach Howard, and you're listening to the Real Nerds Podcast.
Hey, Real Nerds listeners, your favorite host Ryan here to remind you that social media is great. How great is it? There's many ways you can find the Real Nerds on social media. You can download us on iTunes. You can listen to us streaming on Stitcher Radio. You can call us 720-6nerds5. Aw man, our website is so cool. You can visit our website, realnerdspodcast.com. You want to leave some fan mail? Oh, that's so easy, realnerds@gmail.com. Twitter? We got it, @real_nerds. You can even like us on Facebook. Thank you so much, and hey, enjoy the show. Welcome to Real Nerds Podcast, unofficially the official podcast at Denver Comic Con 2015 and beyond.
I was going to say, you might as well say 2016 now.
I guess I could say 2016 because, you know, today was the last day at Denver Comic Con.
Yep.
Good times.
Yeah, it was a good year.
Yeah, with me always is
James
and
Brad.
Hey, Brad.
Hey, Brad.
What's up, guys?
How was everybody's Denver Comic Con?
Exhausting.
Yeah.
It's always exhausting, but did you have fun?
Yes.
Wow, that's a long delay.
Yeah, I don't know. Fun? Fun. Like jumping on a trampoline fun.
See, I had a lot of fun because, Brad, I think you need to, branch out a little more.
Too busy working.
Do interviews. I mean, your interview with Matty O'Connor was probably classic.
Oh,
Probably.
dude. I can't wait to hear that.
I don't know. I gotta listen to yours.
I know. I know mine is classic because we talked about nothing but nonsense. In fact, I didn't introduce him until 10 minutes into it.
Oh, dude, mine was actually too normal early on. I had to make it become nonsense. By the end, though, we had a pretty awesome movie idea on our hands.
Really,
so.
he was normal for a little bit.
He was normal for a little. Oh, yeah. I mean, like he was totally on drugs, but he was really normal for being on drugs.
Well, because he wanted to. I told him that these guys stopped by, wanted to do a radio play on our podcast. He said, well, let's do a radio play right now. I'm the milkman, and I'm sleeping with your family. You don't know who I'm sleeping with. And right away, I said my dog seems really happy, and my gerbil was missing. And it just went from there.
Nice.
That sounds about right.
I'm gonna make that movie.
Yeah.
And then we came up with an idea for Pod Show Season 2, where he's a rapper named Marty O'Connor, and he comes back in time to tell himself to stop from rapping, and he can only talk in raps. So it was a funny. And then I did a beatbox for him, and he rapped.
We did more interviews this year than we've ever done.
Oh yeah, we were popular this time. We did really well.
Let's pat ourselves on the back.
No, we
Yeah.
should. I think we did a great
We had
job.
like 30 or 40 total.
Yeah. Well,
mean,
there were just 12 or 13 just today.
Ugh.
I didn't even line
Sorry.
any up today, and
Yeah.
and they just kept on showing up.
And there were a few that I didn't like. I never did get a hold of Nick Spencer. He was gone for the last couple hours, and then when he did show up, he was sort of busy. I just didn't want to bother him. So
We can email him.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
got Steve Liebers, and we can email
Cool.
him too.
Awesome. Yeah.
And he said he'll do it if he said because he was kind of busy too.
Oh yeah.
And he said if we can do an email interview. So I'll just come up with some
that'd be
questions
cool.
and send
Yeah.
it and post it online.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Um,
Everybody was really nice this
oh
year.
man, like I said, I had so much fun just talking to people, and it seems what I do love about Denver Comic Con is the people that go there, the attendees are so nice.
Yeah.
Every panel I do, and I have to, even someone like Alan Tudyk, and the line to ask him questions goes all the way back to the back of the ballroom, and I say, oh, I'm sorry, this is the last question. Everybody just sat down.
Yeah.
And no one was like, oh, fuck you. Everybody sat down. And it was really cool because that was maybe the most fun I've ever had on a panel.
Yeah.
Last year with Kevin Conroy, I was like in awe the whole time.
Right.
And he told great stories. But the Tudyk one was so much fun because he told so many stories. And it probably doesn't hurt that he's been to so many Comic-Cons.
Yeah.
Denver, San Diego, wherever he's been.
He knows how to work a room.
He does. And so it was really fun because I always like to meet the talent before we go out on stage. And he was early, and he said, hey, how's it going? I said, oh, good. My name's Ryan. I'm going to be moderating your panel. He's like, awesome. What did you want to do? I said, you tell me what you want to do, Alan. I'll do whatever you want me to do.
Yeah.
He's like, how about we just have the audience ask us questions? I said, we'll do that. And so he's like, all right, man, I can't wait to see you out there. And so we went out there, and what he does is everybody who asks him a question, he'll sign something for him. So when we were back there getting ready to go on, and we were just kind of bullshitting and just saying, hey, do you like Denver and stuff? And he's, yeah, I love it. He stole people's name plates that were done for the con, like Sean Astin and Jewel State and Amy Aker. He just took them all. Yeah. And he so when people would ask questions, he's like, oh, there's Jewel State, and he'd sign Alan Tudyk was here, and he'd hand it to him. And then he would also sign shower caps, prop list for his show that he got on Kickstarter.
Cool.
Which sounds really cool. It's called Con Man.
Yeah.
And it's with Nathan Fillion and him. That they were on a show that was canceled too soon, kind of his career.
Uh-huh.
And so it's a show inside of a show inside of a show, and it sounds really interesting. And so he also would sign prop lists for that and cards for it and body wash, and he was just fun.
Did you talk to him about Tucker and Dale at all?
No, I just sat down and everyone else asked him questions. But he was asked about Tucker and Dale and who he would kill from Serenity in Tucker and Dale style, and I forget who he mentioned, but Chris said he'll send us the audio for it. I forget who he mentioned. He says, and of course the wood chipper. So
right,
and everybody cheered. And at the end, he had the whole bag still of toiletries, and he said, "All right, who wants some free toiletries?" And everybody came running up, and he was signing passes. And I'm not going to say who, but someone from the Comic-Con got mad at us because he wasn't leaving stage right away.
Oh my goodness!
I know, and he just kept on signing. He's like, "We need to clear out. We need to clear out." He was just ignoring him.
Yeah. And
then eventually, he's like, "Okay, we need to go." And as we were leaving, I said, "Mr. Tudyk, that was the most fun I've ever had moderating a panel." And he hugged me, put his arm around me, and hugged me, and walked off stage with me. He's like, "Thank you so much, Ryan. You have a good day."
Aww.
And he left. I was like, "Oh." Thank
they
you.
Were best friends.
I've had so much luck with celebrities I've got on panels, except for Will Wheaton. And everybody else has been...
throw down the gauntlet. He's only really active on the internet.
I don't give a shit. Fuck
He's going to set a firestorm in our backyard.
Good. But everybody else has been really nice.
Yeah.
Amanda Connor was amazing today. I actually had the opportunity to talk to her 3 times.
Cool.
We have an exclusive interview with her that we'll be putting up soon. With her and her husband, and then I went to her table today, and there was only 10 people in line. So I was like, oh man, now I'll get some prints, and she also had a sketchbook.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'll just get that. There's only 10 people in line. It took 40 minutes because, you would get mad, but when you see her, she's just so nice to everybody, and she just thanks everybody for, coming to talk to her and all that stuff. And she did a panel, and afterwards, she was so great in the panel. And she was walking by our table, and I just wanted to tell her that she did such a great job, and I loved all her answers. And I said, I just loved your answers, and I love your work, and I love you. And she hugged me. She says, I love you, too, and keep reading my comics. And then she's like, you're so sweet, and just kept on walking. I'm like, it was just so much fun. And she's just the nicest lady.
Yeah.
She's one who's extremely talented and just gives everybody the time of day and is very gracious. And her husband, Jimmy Palmiotti, he was super, super cool, too.
Yeah.
Because he knows that his wife is, the artist and the big name, but he was still pretty funny. And he signed my Friday the 13th book, and he was super stoked. And then when I went to their table and I had my old Spider-Man, he was really excited about those. He's like, oh, fuck, I have those ones, too. Yeah, he's from New Jersey. And it was lots of fun.
Very cool.
So, James, what's your favorite moment from Comic-Con?
Oh, man, I don't know.
I would say your interview with Zach Howard, just because I could see how engaged he was in it. It was awesome.
Oh yeah, that one was really good. But I mean, every time I get to talk to him, it's great. We talked for 30 minutes or so, and he's got some really awesome shit he's working on. He's basically they're taking Wild Blue Yonder and making this interactive web comic thing where you're going to be able to read it on your laptop, and the camera in your laptop, if you're using the right kind of laptop. The camera in your laptop will read your movements, and so as you move your head and things like that, and as you react, not only will elements of the page change, but characters' reactions will change. Characters will be looking at you or look different directions based on where you are and stuff like that. It sounds really crazy, but a really neat idea. So he's working on that, and then he's got other books and even some things he couldn't really talk about on the air. That he's just an awesome guy. So that one was really good. And there were just a lot of really fun people who were there, who were exhibitors, had their own little tables and that kind of thing, who came by and sat down and spent some time with us that were really fun people. Like they were, they're either working on their own like little startup comics, or they're doing, comic books that tie into their music, or whatever they're working on. It's just a lot of people who are really passionate about, fun stuff that they're working on. And it was really...
And we interviewed
this
two
year
authors.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Amelie
yeah.
was awesome.
Yeah, those were really cool.
She was really interested in our pod show, so I gave her a copy.
Oh, yeah, that's right. And then we ran into her at the Old Chicago, and then I ran into her in the street. She was really cool.
She's just a nice lady.
Yeah. I don't know. It was a good one. It was certainly a good one.
Brad, what did you enjoy?
I guess anyone who came up and noticed Jean-Claude Van Damme's damn van.
Which was
a lot of people.
Man.
Yeah?
How many posters did you burn through?
I have a bunch left. I don't know. I felt like I didn't, but I guess everyone seems to have a different experience than me.
Yeah, I saw a lot of people. And I had a lot of people, especially today during that period when you were gone and I was waiting for Zach Howard. There were a lot of people coming up, like, asking me about it, and like, I'll be honest, a couple of them were weirdos who were like,
most of the stuff I saw
wanted to talk about Jean-Claude Van Damme, and I was like, okay, but
most of the people I saw were just like, they saw the poster and just thought, oh, that's a funny like joke poster.
Yeah,
they had no idea that
there was one guy who came up and like we were talking about it, and he goes, "This is real?" I was like, "Yeah, it's playing on the TV behind us." He's like, "Oh shit, that's cool." Yeah,
cool.
Yeah. No, I think it did really well.
Yeah, so hopefully you'll get more traffic to it. I mean, we had so many people come to our table. Bless you. I can't imagine that not happening.
Yeah.
Cool.
I think it was good.
Yeah, just things. I think went smoother this year, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Again, I think it's
setting up early was great.
Oh yeah, I think that really helped.
Even the teardown, as much as I sort of hated it at the time because of the elevator thing, we got out of there in an hour. It's insane.
Pretty good.
We did really well.
Helps when you park right next to the elevator.
Yeah.
Well, we learned.
It does.
Right?
Yep.
And,
Cool.
Thank you to both of you guys. I know it's hard work, and I appreciate it.
It's all right. It is a fun thing to do.
It is. It justifies what we do sometimes for me, because
Totally.
when you do panels with Alan Tudyk and things like that, you say, okay, I'm kind of legit. And when you have there was a guy a stagehand who I knew from last year, who we were so busy at one point, Nichelle Nichols needed a moderator.
Yeah.
And at that time, I had an interview with DC Comics with Marguerite Bennett, and I had to run to the Alan Tudyk panel, and in between was Nichelle Nichols. And I just said, I'm sorry, I have way too much to do. And so they had to have one of their stagehand guys. He had to do it. And when I was getting ready for Alan Tudyk, he's like, dude, I have so much respect for you, because it's so hard to go out there and do a panel. And it probably is for someone if you're Nichelle Nichols, who's done a lot, but she's probably a little more mellow. And, you're going to have to kind of get the conversation going.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I did like the Doctor Who panel a couple of years ago with Sylvester McCoy, and that he's the same kind of guy, right? Older guy, real mellow. But the truth is, you got this big crowd full of people who really just want to talk to that person, want to ask a couple questions.
That's the thing you have to remember. I tell everybody as a moderator, always ask the person you're moderating for what they want to do.
Yeah.
And majority of them want to just have questions asked to them from the audience.
Yeah.
And I always say, too, James Marsters taught me that you're there for the audience. Mm-hmm. And, I mean, I already kind of knew that, but when he says it, too, it kind of reinforces it, and you just kind of let them take over for you.
Yeah.
Unless, Jeremy Bullock wanted me to do, like, acting classes with them. And that's fine, too,
Yeah.
But majority of them just want to, it's just fun.
Yeah, for sure.
So I'll always thank you to Denver Comic-Con.
Yeah.
Chris Whitfield, obviously, always thank you to him.
And all of the people who volunteer and make that thing happen, it's amazing. You walk around that thing, especially as big as it is. There are so many red shirts and yellow shirts all over the place, and you just think, man, it takes so many man-hours to make this thing happen.
Yep.
So it's really cool.
Even one of our friends, Nathan, his girlfriend Jamie, volunteers there every year, and she was helping the comic talent move around and stuff. So
cool.
We even know people who work there.
Yeah.
And do stuff. So
well, and Uncle Corm does too. He volunteers.
He does as well.
Yeah.
And he.
I revised. My favorite moment was throwing Blu-rays out onto the show floor.
Oh, that was good.
Me and Brad. I was handing them out because we just had them there, And like a kid went by and I was like, "Hey man, do you have How to Train the Dragon 2 on Blu-ray?" And he was dressed up as Sonic, so I thought it was really cool.
Yeah.
And he's like, "No." I said, "Do you want it?" He says, "Yeah, can I have it?" And I gave it to him.
Yeah.
And then Brad's like, Brad had the idea of just to like set it out in the middle of the hallway to see if anybody would pick it up, and everybody did.
Yep.
Some people were scared too. Like some people saw it and didn't pick it up, and then some
They're like,
people,
there must be poop inside.
yeah. And then some people picked it up,
This
and
is the trick.
Yeah.
and then Brad threw one all the way across the ground, across the showroom floor, and this guy
Curling
picked,
style.
Yeah, this guy picked it up and like offered to give it back to me. I said, "That Dances with Wolves is yours," and he said, "All right."
I hope he's never seen Dances with Wolves before. I hope he takes it home and really enjoys that.
That's a good movie.
Yeah. He's going to watch it and be like, this is a rip-off of Avatar. It's bullshit.
Speaking of movies, every week, Real Nerds Podcast, we go see a new movie and we podcast our experience to the world. This week we saw Tomorrowland. Make sure you stay tuned to the end of the podcast. We'll say if you should see it or not, play the trailer, and then we will critique the movie or praise the movie. We also talk about movie news, stuff we've been watching, a comic book we've been reading, upcoming releases. We're a movie podcast. We love movies. And I just want to thank everybody, and let's get the show rolling. And how we always start the show, if we don't have any fan mail, which is most weeks, if we don't have any fan mail, it's what's happening at the Alamo Draft House.
Listen, if you're
Don't talk
watching
during
a
the
movie,
movies.
don't
It's
bother
really hard.
texting
You know, people
or
are always
talking to other
talking. I
people.
want to listen to
because
what
you
those
don't
guys
want to
are
do that.
saying.
It's
you
really
know?
distracting.
It's just,
to
I just
hear
want
two
to.
things
I don't want
at
to
the
text.
same
I don't
time.
want to
It's
see the
like if you were
glow of the
listening to
light
one
on
thing,
your face.
and I was
I just think
listening
it's
to
really
another
stupid.
thing,
I
I
want
wouldn't
to
be
see
able to pay
Spider-Man. I
attention
want to see. It's hard to focus on two things at the same time.
Don't text or talk during the movie. It makes it seem like a piece of shit.
You are a piece of shit if you're doing that. Even if you're an old lady.
It's a fun week at Alamo.
Good.
On May 27th is the Mondo X Chiller comes back, and that's kind of their like sci-fi horror cult films. And this week it's Scanners.
Cool.
That's a different movie.
Yeah.
And this is the big one for them this week is actually Pedaling for Parkinson's fundraiser, and that's Back to the Future. And that's May 28th. That's Thursday. And remember, if you buy your tickets online, all the proceeds go to Pedaling for Parkinson's, and there's a special intro by Michael J. Fox. So you get a little something special, and you see one of the greatest movies of all time. So there's nothing wrong with that.
Absolutely.
Also, May 28th is Girly Night, and it's Pretty in Pink,
Cool.
which is a John Hughes film. Saturday, May 30th, the cartoon serial party is Assemble the Team. So I'm guessing it's a lot of superhero cartoons. Sunday, May 31st, Maximum Bondage from Russia with Love, which is our good friend Steve. His big thing he's doing is the Maximum Bondage. So yeah, make sure you buy your tickets online at Alamo Draft House, just drafthouse.com/Littleton or Denver, and it'll take you to the website, and you can get your seats reserved there. And for stuff like Pedaling for Parkinson's, it's probably important that you get your tickets fast.
Oh, yeah.
Because that stuff sells out. So thank you, Alamo Draft House. And let's start with movie news this week.
It's real news. Cool.
What got this week, James?
Well, it's not huge. Hey, have you heard about this thing where they're making a sequel TV show to Full House?
Yeah, Fuller House.
Right. Yeah. Fuck. Every time
That's
somebody.
not a horrible name.
Oh my god. Were you guys big Full House fans?
Nope.
No.
Okay. Yeah. So nobody gives a shit about this.
No.
I don't know why they're doing this. This seems like
I know the Olsen twins aren't doing it.
right. Exactly. Not that would make me. If Elizabeth Olsen were involved, then I'd be down. Then I'd be like, all right.
Have you seen Elizabeth Olsen's tits?
God,
Oh my god! Remember in Age of Ultron?
I have
she's,
a hard time not
bending over to kill Ultron. You can totally just see up her shirt.
I was paying attention to the movie.
Well,
Or
you just watch
remember
Old Boy and
or an Old Boy where she fucks her dad.
Let's move on. So a couple of years ago, for Denver, actually the very
Or Martha Macy May, is that the one?
Martha Marcy May Marlene.
Yeah, she's naked in that one.
Yeah. Anyway,
what
okay.
else?
Do you remember what movie we saw for the first Denver Comic Con?
No.
This is a puzzler. Yeah.
I don't.
Well,
X-Men First Contact.
no.
First
Okay.
Class?
How about if I tell you that even though the sequel to that movie hasn't come out yet, they have announced that they're going to make a third one. Lionsgate is already working on Now You See Me 3.
Oh,
Remember that?
yeah.
Man, we didn't like that movie very much. But they're making a third one, so hopefully the second one's any good at all.
I think the second one comes out in October.
Yeah, I haven't even seen a trailer.
Or
for it.
is it?
Isla
Yeah.
Fisher is in it, and she has big tits. And in
All right, so
Wedding Crashers, she's leaning over, and you can just kidding.
she's beating up Ultron, and
Yeah.
World War Z is also getting a sequel for 2017.
That doesn't surprise me.
Meh.
Yeah,
It lends itself to a sequel.
yeah. I don't know.
I know you guys aren't like. I love that movie.
Do you?
Fuck you and fuck you.
I mean, I own it now. Like, I don't. I like
Did you watch the unrated cut? It's good.
I like parts of that movie. I haven't watched the unrated cut
It
yet.
has more character beats and
Yeah.
and Matthew Fox isn't cut out of it
Oh, Matthew Fox is in the movie.
for like 5 minutes.
Oh shit! Yeah, I gotta go watch that. Yeah. I mean, the question to me is, do you put Brad Pitt in the movie? I wouldn't.
You don't have to.
I wouldn't.
That's
I mean, other than like that, he was a big selling point of the first one.
Yeah.
but,
I'd have
like-
him get eaten it in the first 5 minutes, and then
Oh, that's
someone
not
else's
bad.
story.
Yes. Well, yeah.
Like-
But the first one is such like a, like by the end, like his family is fine, and doesn't he cure? He cures it.
he figures out how to cure it.
Oh, okay. So I guess there's still.
So while
zombies.
administering the cure, he gets bitten and torn apart
Right.
to shreds by
Nice.
zombies.
Hopefully they'll make it rated R.
Yeah.
Isn't it interesting now though? Unrated cuts of movies isn't really because it's more bloody. It's like it's more story.
yeah.
His assistant is like all distraught over, and then it's like the assistant's story.
Nice, bro. Nice.
Yeah, I'm writing in my head right now.
And he's like, "No, Brad Pitt's
Copyright
intestines.
Brad Haig.
Brad Pitt's intestines are all over the floor. I must carry on his legacy." No, I think the
Your
original
super handsome insides.
the original ending to that movie is he goes to Canada with his family trying to solve the cure.
Oh, that's right.
Solve it. So I
What
think
was
Well-
the ending in the real one?
Yeah, but I mean,
I think it was him just about to get to Canada. I don't remember.
Well, I think he gathers back. He gathers back with his family there, like on the shores of
Yeah.
some like cold
Canada.
island. Yeah,
Canada.
Yeah. So anyway, that's pretty much news. There wasn't a lot else, unless I missed something. Did I miss something? There's a picture of Richard Armitage as Francis Solerhide from Hannibal season 3, so you can see what the dragon tattoo looks like.
Also,
guy
Asa
with the dragon
Butterfield
tattoo.
went on to Reddit.
Yeah.
And people are talking about the new Spider-Man, and he was too short. And he said, "I'm 6 feet tall now, and it'd be sweet if I was Spider-Man." And then those were magically deleted.
Oh snap!
Yeah, but it's funny because he said, "I'm 6 feet tall now, but it's okay. I don't know how tall you are either."
That's awesome.
Yeah,
Good for him.
yeah,
Yeah.
Go Peter.
When fuck you, you're not
Yeah.
tall enough to play Spider. Who's it? What? Since when is Spider-Man like a 7-foot tall basketball
He's not.
player?
He's
Like,
I think he's listed as 5'11" in like comics, but I'm pretty sure Tobey Maguire's like 5'8".
yeah, whatever.
It doesn't matter. If the actor's good, who cares?
Yeah, who gives a shit? You know what? They can put the camera below him,
Yeah.
make him look a little taller.
Like I'm all heroic and shit.
Yeah. Guess what? It's hey, maybe we can put him in some like boots, some lifts. Maybe we can
you
CG
could,
longer
because
legs on him.
You could put lifts because you don't see the bottom of his feet in the costume,
Or how about this? He could take a step towards the camera.
or it doesn't matter.
Yeah, or it just doesn't matter. Cool. Yeah, I mean that's pretty much news. Though I did watch. Have you seen any of the trailers for that Muppets TV show?
Yeah,
It's awesome.
Yeah, it should
I'm
be
really
fun.
excited for it. It seems cool. I just scrolled across a picture for it. So.
Not only do we go see movies in theaters, guys, but we also watch movies throughout the week. This is what we've been watching.
So, yeah, this is the stuff we've been watching.
I didn't watch too much this week. I feel like I'm so busy now. Busy
Yeah.
doing what? I don't the fuck know.
Yeah, I don't know what you're doing either.
I mean, I'm working a lot, but I work more than the manager at that place. Isn't that weird?
yeah.
Little. Anyways,
Maybe he should be
Sounds like you're
fired by
doing
his
it wrong.
regional too.
I rewatched Billy Madison for the first time in years.
Yeah.
And I've always loved Adam Sandler. I don't know why people don't like Adam Sandler, but I love him. It's a funny movie, and I guess it's the start of his man-child kind of
Yeah.
movies, but he's always kind of been like that. His stand-up act is like that, and I think with Sandler, you either like him or you don't. There's some people just can't stand it, but I think he's really funny.
I would argue with you that I'm in the middle, right? Like I
You would be in the
sometimes
middle.
I like him, and sometimes I don't. Sometimes I feel like a nut. Sometimes
You know
I
what
don't.
movie I'm always tempted to get at Tradesmart because it's only $2.99 is Jack and Jill, just to see if there's an Adam Sandler movie that I can't stand. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. Like there are times when I look at an Adam Sandler movie. Now I haven't seen Jack and Jill, but like that like I don't even want to call it slapsticky, but no, it's that real childish like
Yeah,
you
but
know,
he has a
sense of
certain
humor.
he has a certain audience.
How
And
do you feel about Little Nicky?
I can't stand Little Nick.
Okay, so there you go.
That's maybe
There's-
my least favorite Adam Sandler, just because it's not really him in it, but it's a super expensive, over bloated cartoon.
yeah,
Where he talks like this, and that's fine. I don't care.
right.
But the rest of the movie is just meh.
Yeah,
But at the same time, I love stuff like That's My Boy, where it's just stupid
Yeah.
and funny.
that was
and-
pretty good. That was another Denver Comic Con.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
I also watched another Adam Sandler movie. I watched Anger Management with Jack Nicholson.
Okay.
I just happened to stumble across all these Blu-rays now, and so I've been watching them and having fun. And it's actually a pretty funny movie. I didn't remember too much from it, but in it he plays a guy who always kind of gets like passed over and looked over, and Jack Nicholson plays a therapist who helps him. Adam Sandler gets in trouble on an airplane and he gets kicked off, and he's ordered to go to anger management classes, which Jack Nicholson's character Buddy has an extreme method to kind of get the anger out of him, and so it's just one little thing from the next. And John Turturro is really good in it as another guy who's really angry. Luis Guzman's really good in it. They have a lot of little cameos. January Jones, I know who you love, James.
No, I don't.
She's also in it.
I just like Mad Men. That doesn't mean.
But I thought you loved January Jones.
No, January Jones. I actually like kind of dislike.
Oh, I never
Yeah.
heard you say that before. I'm just kidding.
No, she was in a movie called The Three Burials of Melquiades Estrada, and she's really, really rigid in that too. I don't think that like the
You don't
way
think she's a good actress.
Yeah, like the way she behaves in X-Men First Class. I think that's just her.
So she was perfect cast as the ice
Yeah.
cold white queen.
Yep.
I continue my comic book movie binge, and maybe the worst comic. I don't know. I have to watch Catwoman again, but Nicolas Cage in Ghost Rider is horrible. And as I'm watching it, this is no joke. I saw it when it came out in 2007, and I didn't remember anything about it, which probably says a lot about the film.
Yeah.
But the character of Ghost Rider is cool. It's literally a flaming skull on a flaming motorcycle who like fights demons.
Yeah.
To me, that sounds awesome.
It should be easy.
And he
right?
has a chain that he wraps around demons and kills them with.
Right. It should be pretty easy to make a cool movie.
And that, as I'm watching it, it's PG-13. It seems like it should be a rated R movie because it deals
Probably.
with supernatural stuff.
Yeah. And there's a flaming skull.
And it seems tame for someone who's dealing with the devil and dealing with demons. And in it, anyways, he plays a guy named Johnny Blaze, and they try to set up the first half kind of like Spider-Man, where he has this tragic opening, and it comes across as just horrible acting between these two kids, Johnny Blaze, and I even forget the girl's name, the character's name, and his dad. And his dad is a daredevil stuntman, and he has cancer, and Johnny Blaze sells his soul to the devil, who's played by Peter Fonda in it, and he's not even
That
good. At
part, I like the idea of the cast. Like
Yeah, I like the idea of Peter Fonda being in
he
it,
does,
but
he's not effective in the movie, but I think
it's not
Peter
his
Fonda
fault.
is good.
It's
Yeah.
not his fault though,
Right.
because the script is so piss poor.
Right. Yeah.
So
Peter Fonda is wasted.
And so they don't even call him the devil; they call him Mephistopheles, which is so stupid.
Well, but that's the Marvel devil.
No, Marvel devil is Mephisto.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah,
you're right.
so I don't know why they didn't call him that.
No, I mean Mephistopheles is a like
Yeah, it's a play on it,
another
but-
name for the devil.
Yeah.
Mephisto is a short version of Mephistopheles. Anyway, go ahead.
So in it, he says, "Please cure my dad of cancer," and so he does. And then, in his next jump, he jumps through a flaming ring, and he falls in the fire because the devil makes him, and he dies.
Yeah.
And so then Johnny Blaze is like, "No, Dad!" And so he falls in the fire, and then you see Peter Fonda's character like laughing in the entryway of the tent of the circus. And so Johnny Blaze like runs up to his dad who's fallen in fire, and he has like so he gets to him and just basically has like black on him, like soot, and
Oh, my skin's dirty.
he has enough to say, Johnny, and then he dies. I mean, So if you fall
That's
on
really
fire,
dumb.
you just basically get soot on you guys, and you're able to wait for your son to find you.
It kills you.
I-
Soot on your face kills you.
Yes, it really does. So the devil says, "Well, I'm going to collect on your soul when I need to." And Johnny Blaze decides to live a life of solitude. And then it cuts to Nick Cage, and watching it, it's like they got Nick Cage, and Nick Cage says, "Well, I'm going to come up with all these crazy ideas because I'm Nick Cage." Like, he eats only yellow and red jelly beans, but they never say why. And they're always in a martini glass. It's like he just wants to have something to do as an actor, saying, "Oh, look at me, I'm crazy Nick Cage, and this is what I do." And when he turns into the Ghost Rider, he laughs and like screams in pain at the same time. So it's like a really inconsistent performance. And Wes Bentley plays Blackheart, who is a demon who I don't even know what the fuck he's trying to do. He wants to burn up some contract. And he has a group of other demons. One's like earth, one's wind, and one's water. And he meets them in this bar, and he introduces each one of them. So I don't.
This is Earth, and then like, do they perform their power?
Yes.
Fuck me.
I don't even remember their names, but we'll just say Waterman. It'll say like Waterman, and all of a sudden this guy will form out of water, and Dustman, and then a guy comes in from the wind, and he's all like dusty. Yeah, that literally happens in this movie. It's shitty.
It's shitty.
And there's so many parts where it could be cool. I mean, there's parts where Ghost Rider's like burning through town, and he's going so fast and hard, like cars are flipping over. That's awesome.
Yeah.
But then they also make his voice. He says stuff like "burn in hell." Why can't it just be Nick Cage saying it?
Yeah.
Why does he have some stupid voice?
Well, and that is one of the things they fixed for the sequel, right?
Yeah.
Is that...
That I have sitting on my shelf that now I'm scared to watch again.
Well, but I mean...
I've seen it.
Yeah, like, we remembered seeing that movie and feeling like, okay, this is better than the original.
Yeah.
It's not great.
But you have
But-
an insane directors doing it, because that one's Noah
Yeah.
and Taylor.
Right, that one's just got some... That's because that one's got better action scenes in it.
Exactly. So,
It's still got a piss-poor story.
yeah. So I'll watch it, but it was bad.
Is the part where he just kind of rides through the swamp that's like a soundstage?
Yeah, it's
so
bad.
good?
Yeah, no, no.
It's bad.
How about the part where like he rides and then there's a horse that's running with him?
Here's the thing: is Sam Elliott's in it, and for
Yeah.
some reason, Sam Elliott makes it better.
Sam Elliott's awesome in it.
Because I don't know what it is about Sam Elliott, but he can elevate material.
Yeah.
Because he'll say stuff, well, you're the Ghost Rider. And
Yeah.
he's like, oh, he is the Ghost Rider.
He is there. You're right. I'm excited about
Yeah, because the
this
horse
again.
is badass. Because the horse has like
the nightmare.
mane
Yeah.
turns like into flames, and it has flame hoofs.
Honestly, it makes me want to watch a like cowboy themed Ghost Rider.
That's the
movie.
original Ghost Rider was
Yeah.
Cowboy.
Right.
If you want to pick up the original Ghost Rider, Andrew has it right now, and it's an awesome cover.
No shit.
Yeah, it's like he's all white, and he has a skeleton head, and it's a white hat, and he's on a horse. Oh, it's
Oh,
awesome.
that does sound cool. It sounds cooler than a Ghost Rider movie starring Nick Cage.
Yep. So that was lame. And I also watched a couple episodes of Batman 66, which was fun.
Yeah.
In the first one, the Riddler sues Batman because Batman thinks he's robbing the museum, when in fact he just had a gun that he was lighting the cigarette for the museum curator. And Batman gets drunk in it.
I don't like Batman 66.
You have to watch it and not
I just
think of it seriously, because it is pretty much a slapstick comedy. Because there's even in that episode, they're on the ledge and there's bars blocking them getting into the office, and so Robin's says, "Holy bars, Batman, we can't get in." He says, hang on there, chum," and he looks into his utility belt and he has like a welding gun, and he unwelds it and he hands the metal bars to Robin. He's just about to throw them, and Batman says, "Whoa, easy there, boy wonder. We have to protect the citizens," because he's just going to throw it on people. And so then he reaches in his utility belt and he also pulls out a hook that he drills into the wall, and he hangs the bars on the hook on the side of the building. And so, yeah, it's silly. It's pretty funny, though. And then he tries to drive drunk and the cops won't let him. That really happens. It's awesome. Yeah, I had fun watching it.
good.
So that's what I watched this week.
Cool.
Brad?
I don't remember at all what I watched this week. I don't think I did.
I know. I'm actually in the same boat. I've been rewatching How I Met Your Mother.
Okay.
Other than
Nice.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, I got
Worst
nothing.
worst podcast ever.
No, I guess I watched Man of Steel
Oh yeah,
again.
is it still pretty good?
Yeah, I still like that movie. Yeah.
Yeah.
I wish that movie.
I wish the sky were blue. Ever since that
no.
video.
No, that video is BS because it
What?
looks colorful on my TV.
Oh really?
I
Oh,
think
that guy just needs to adjust his
You just
television.
need to adjust his television or his laptop. Because
Right.
on my laptop, I imagine it would be desaturated. But on my TV, it looked colorful. So
Interesting.
in your face.
But yeah, because when I saw that too, I remember when he was like smiling and figuring out his powers. I kind of remember it being
yeah, that's
like,
exactly what I'm
happy,
talking about. Like
but
that's the part that I'm like, it's colorful.
I don't. I have to watch again. I mean, I watched it when it on Blu-ray and it came out. I'll watch it again.
Inappropriately, when he's fighting Zod in the desolate wasteland that is now Metropolis, it is desaturated, but
Yeah.
it's how it should be because it's like a wasteland.
Yeah, and you've got all those weird lighting elements going on because you got all the spaceships that are like shooting lasers at stuff, and yeah, I mean that would make sense.
I want to see Russell Crowe's Jor-El again.
All right, well then fuck that video, fuck the internet,
Yeah,
man. Hey everyone, go turn off your internet.
yeah.
Except listen
stop
to us.
using the
Well, yeah,
internet.
except for this.
That's it. That's all I can remember.
Man. Yeah, How I Met Your Mother's still good.
Yep.
I'm rewatching the whole thing now.
I love the rhyme episode that's in the last season.
Oh yeah, I need to go back. I'm rewatching some of the earlier seasons that I've seen a number of times.
They're still
I should
fun,
go
though.
back and rewatch like those
That's just
later
super
seasons.
clever.
Oh yeah, yeah, it's really good, man.
I like when Ted stops being a whiny bitch and just starts being Ted.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Ted's always kind of a whiny bitch.
Yeah, but the first like 2 or 3 episodes, he's pretty bad.
Oh yeah.
But then he kind of gets, I don't know what episode it is, but he's like doing karate in the hallway. It's halfway through the first season, I'm pretty sure.
Yes.
And that's when I still kind of like Ted a lot. I'm like,
Yeah.
he's pretty silly now.
Because I really liked Ted, but when I started watching that show, a lot of people were telling me like, "Oh no, you watch the show for all of the side characters." But I liked it.
No, I like Ted too. I mean, and when they start doing, the musicals and things like that, it's really good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cool. The number one movie at the box office is about a couple of pitches.
This is the box office stats.
Pitch Perfect 2, $69 million.
69.
And it made more in the first 3 days than the first movie made its entire run.
Wow, that's pretty crazy.
Yep.
That's a crazy fact. Mad Max 2 Fury Road, or Mad Max 4 Fury Road, was number 2, which is cool.
Yeah, 44 million.
45.
45.
Yeah, so it just broke 200 worldwide. So
I was
cool.
already reading ahead this week, and it's holding up really well. I think it only fell like 40%.
Yeah, I mean, I've been telling a lot.
It's going to have a lot
of
of legs.
Was Mad Max last week?
No,
2 weeks ago.
What was
2
last
weeks
week?
ago. The
What
movie we saw
What did
last
we-
week. No, we saw Mad Max last week.
Yeah, it was last
yeah.
week. Oh, okay. Yeah, right.
Because we're doing this on Monday, we're already ahead of the next
Yeah.
week.
Oh, right. Yeah. Okay, good.
Which,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, just making sure. Okay, cool. Yeah.
So I guess we'll see a Pitch Perfect 3, huh?
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah.
I like the first one. It was fun.
I like the first one too.
My niece wants
I
to go
will-
see the second one, so I'll probably take her.
Yeah, I'll see it eventually. I like Anna Kendrick.
We know you do.
There's this one scene when she's fighting all. Never mind.
Oh, she does have big boobs. There's that scene in Up in the Air when she's wearing a blouse.
Son of
You
a
can
bitch.
totally see down her shirt.
Why do you even watch? Never mind.
Why
Cool.
do I watch it? Because there's boobs, bro.
No. What are we doing next? Blu-rays?
Sure.
Cool.
DVD releases and Blu-rays.
Hey, speaking of Blu-rays, I'm trying to find Men, Women, and Children. Do you have that on Blu-ray?
No, I have the book. Do you want me to buy it on Blu-ray and lend it to you?
No, I'll get it. I was just curious if you happen to get it.
Yeah. No, I don't. No.
Because it was one of your top 10 movies from last year.
It was.
And
I
it's an
don't
Adam
own-
Sandler movie. And
I don't own every top 10 movie that
Weird.
I for every year. Because, I mean, every now and then there's either ones that are just sneak by or, like, honestly, sometimes there are movies where, like, if they're little indie movies and they're, like, still $25 or something like that, sometimes I'll wait.
that's, I mean, it's hard to find. I can't find it anywhere.
'Cause,
I mean, it's on Amazon, but it's like
Yeah.
$20 on Amazon, so I was hoping I could find it cheaper somewhere.
Yeah. And it's true. I haven't seen it at, like, Tradesmart or anything like that. So, yeah.
Anyways,
But what I probably will see a lot of at Tradesmart is Seventh Son, starring Jeff Bridges and Julianne Moore, and some other guy who's not credited on the front of the box, even though he's in the center of the cover.
I think that's the actual star of it.
No, it totally is. Yeah, like there's some poor guy whose job it is to be in that movie that is not getting any recognition at all. But that's what happens when you're in a movie where Jeff Bridges grows a weird beard.
Someone was telling me about that movie. I think it was the kid I work with, and he said that Jeff Bridges is really out of place in it because he still talks like Jeff Bridges.
That's awesome.
And everybody else is,
Yeah,
English or something.
that's pretty good. Yeah, the kid's like fighting a weird looking dragon on the back. So maybe, I don't know. Maybe it's cool. Maybe I'll check it out.
Dragons. Can't be that bad, right?
Yeah, it's got 3 out of 5 stars on Amazon. Like maybe it's not that bad. Maybe it's the John Wick of fantasy films. What is definitely not the John Wick of fantasy films though is Cannibal Ferox, which okay, this is a pretty crazy cover. I don't know what the shit this is. I'm pretty sure it's a horror movie about people getting caught in the jungle and eaten by cannibals. Mm-hmm. And this cover here, you'll like it because you can see it on this lady's shirt. It's this woman and she's on her back and she's clearly about to get like killed with a machete and eaten. And then there's this block at the bottom that I've never seen before on a Blu-ray. It says, "Warning! Due to its shocking and violent subject matter, no one under 17 should view this film."
That's like those old trailers we used to see at the Mayan. For Grindhouse.
Oh,
where
yeah.
It's like,
absolutely.
you cannot see this film.
Look at this crazy like thing tied up to a post that people have been eating off of.
Nice.
And then this other guy's like, "Oh man, they ate my friend."
On the Vampire Lovers, there's a warning that says not for the immature viewer.
Oh.
So maybe I shouldn't be watching that.
Yeah. There's a movie called The Loft with James Marsden and Carl Urban coming out this week.
He's also in a movie. It keeps on showing up on my feed because I like horror films called Into the Grizzly Woods or something.
Which one? James Marsden?
James Marsden.
Oh, okay.
And it's about a killer grizzly bear.
Ooh.
So maybe we need to see that one.
Like Grizzly Man?
Yeah.
Sons of Liberty, the History Channel. It's not a show, right? It's just
It's
like
a miniseries?
Miniseries, yeah.
Which I never saw. I DVR'd it, and my in-laws told me it's great, but I could never get over the ads for it.
Yeah.
Where they try to make it really sexy to be an American patriot, and it doesn't seem to fit, but I heard it was good. I don't know.
All right, cool. Maybe I'll check it out. I really like Vikings, so
Yeah.
I don't know. Madman. They thought they were alone. It's a really kind of lame cover to a Scream Factory release.
Yeah, the reversible is really sweet.
Oh, is it? Okay, cool. So is that Mad Men cover? Is that not the original cover?
I don't think so.
Oh, okay, cool.
Like the other one is, I don't know if they have it on there, but it's like
No,
this
they don't.
lady in between stacks in the library, and there's that dude behind her with an axe.
Oh, okay.
So that's pretty cool.
That sounds a lot better.
Anyways.
Cool. And then there is a double feature from Scream Factory as well of Frogs and The Food of the Gods, which is an old H.G. Wells movie.
Yeah,
so it's just they're both giant animal films.
I was going to get that, but I saw that they're both rated PG, and that kind of disappointed me.
Oh, really?
I want to see like total blood and guts of frogs eating people, and I think I've seen the trailer for that in front of a few Alamo things. And it didn't look that good.
They should jump on people and then their skin starts burning stuff.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I gotta mention the logline on Frogs, which is today the pond, tomorrow the world.
Ooh.
Wow. Man.
Remember
Sheesh.
all the frogs in Magnolia?
Yeah, that was scary. Okay, I gotta read through this one. H.G. Wells predicted rocket ships and space travel in Things to Come, nuclear energy and the atom bomb in The Time Machine. Now, the master of science fiction tells his most frightening story. It's a movie about really big rats. Really big rats, by the way, that grab at your breasts.
They should.
Just pointing that out.
Maybe I'll get
Totally
one
on
because
the
I
cover.
like the cover.
Right? Yeah, you do now that I pointed out the boobs. This is
Yep.
man.
Sounds about right.
Sounds about right. Ray Donovan Season 2 is on Blu-ray this week.
There's a second season of that?
Yeah.
I like Liev Schreiber.
Yeah, I hope that show's good. And then a Blu-ray of Revenge of the Ninja.
Ooh.
Which has got a kind of cool cover.
That might be a Scream Factory, too.
It might be.
I know they do, like, American Ninja ones.
I think he's got like throwing stars in one hand that aren't throwing stars, they're caltrops. I don't think ninjas ever used like caltrops as a throwing weapon, but whatever. He's got swords and stuff all over him. He's jumping in the air miles above a city, and then he's got a flare in one hand. Just a flare.
Cool. Well, he
Yeah.
needs to see where he's throwing the ninja stars.
He's not throwing them anywhere.
Yeah, but he needs to see.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah. Well, because that high up in the air, there's no light.
Yeah.
It's really dark up here.
It's pretty
above
much
the
like
city.
in outer space.
Yeah, he is. He really is. He's like in cruising speed altitude. All right, cool. So that's this week.
This is a comic book you should be reading.
What's up, nerds? It's the Comics Corner.
James, you pick a comic book this week.
Oh man. Okay. All right. So at Denver Comic Con this week, I got to have. I actually bought a new hardcover of Day Tripper, and got it signed by Fabio Moon and Gabriel Ba, who were there. And they are both Brazilian independent comic book creators. I believe they both write and do, like, they both are artists, and I believe they both write their own stuff as well, but this is one where they sort of collaborated together to make this book. And Day Trippers tells the story of a guy who he works at a newspaper writing obituaries. And basically, it's each issue of the series is a story of the day of a day in his life, and it's narrated in the style of an obituary. Not in a really depressing way, but in a, talking about who the guy is and like what he's leaving behind and that kind of thing. And then at the end of every issue, one way or another, he dies, or it's sort of implied that he dies. And so it's a really cool little. It's about 10 issues long, and it's a neat book because it sort of reminds you about how sort of temporary his life is, and to really take advantage of all of the opportunities in your life, and to appreciate all the people that you have and what you have going on in your life. And it's not depressing in any way at all. Like, what I'm describing sounds like something really sad, but it's not. It's really this sort of celebration of what a person's life is, and sort of makes you think back on all of the things that you've been through, and all of the different times when it could have just ended there, but it didn't. And it's a really neat book. The art is just gorgeous.
Oh, it's stunning.
Yeah, it's
like watercolor.
Yeah, exactly. It's sort of a sketchy art. There's not a lot of lines to it, is almost how I want to say it. And then it's watercolored in, and just feels very natural and sort of dreamlike. It's a really fun book. It's a pretty light read. It's one that I would recommend to almost anybody to just pick it up and read through it leisurely. It's one of those little gems that just sort of floats around that I don't think a lot of people talk about, but definitely worth a read. And I'm sure you can pick it up at Mile High, or at not at Mile High Comics. Don't fucking go to Mile High; you'll way overpay. At Colorado Quinn's Cards and Comics,
you get 20% off.
You'll get 20% off there. I get the hardback, which is a gorgeous hardback.
Yeah, it's awesome.
A lot of cool stuff at the back, but you can get a normal trade of it too. So that's a really cool opportunity to read a neat little book.
Awesome.
Yeah. So I think all we got left is the review, right?
Yeah.
Cool.
This week we went and saw Tomorrowland. Brad, should people go see Tomorrowland?
In all fairness, I can't say whether or not because I did sleep through most of it. So, and I'll say the stuff I did watch was really friggin' boring. So whatever.
You're a yellow light. James, should people see Tomorrowland?
Well, I can tell you that I told my parents not to see Tomorrowland. I told them they should probably rent it because they were really disappointed when I said you shouldn't see Tomorrowland. But yeah, I had a really rough time with this movie. I think there's so much good in this movie, and it's hard for me to even talk about because I just feel like it's fundamentally broken. Because it didn't have a lot of momentum to it, and I didn't feel invested in the way I should have, and it felt a little on the nose.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat as you. I don't think you need to see it. I think you can rent it. Yeah, I wouldn't rush out and see it. It's disappointing. I'll get into the review, but
Yeah.
You're right. It seems like there's too much going on and not enough of it works.
Yes.
But here's a trailer for Tomorrowland.
Every second that ticks by,
The future is running out. Newton?
not mine.
What's not yours?
The pen. I've never...
What if there was a place?
Dad, I just need you to look at this. Does it look weird?
A secret place. Where nothing is impossible.
You're not saying this!
Casey, stop it!
Go away! Did you see the dog?
I want you to take me there.
Take you where?
Where'd you get this? Who are you, kid? What you saw was a place where the best and the brightest people of the world came together to actually change it. We've been looking for someone like you for a very long time.
Why? Did something happen over there? Something bad?
They followed you here?
Who?
Come on! Get in!
How is this a good idea?
There's one way in. They know we're coming, so follow me.
Other people, why me?
He thinks you can fix the future.
You wanted to see Tomorrowland. Here it comes.
I loved how this movie started. I love the little boy bringing the invention to the World's Fair, and he has a jetpack, and the little boy's really cute, and he just wants to make the jetpack, and it, win is $50, and I love that part.
Yeah.
And then it goes into this weird Tomorrowland thing, which is fine. He gets on. It's a small world, so it's a Disney thing, and he ends up going to the future, basically. Or so you're told it's the future.
Yeah.
And after that, it flashes forward to... Oh, I guess that is not even the very beginning. At the very beginning, It starts with George Clooney yelling at the audience.
Yes. So I was waiting for you to stop because I was going to correct you and go, that's not actually how the movie starts, Ryan.
So you have to wait 10 minutes, and then you get the cute kid with the jetpack.
And it's a daring, experimental way to start a movie. But and there's a part of me, I would really love to know whether or not the production company made them do it. Because I'm worried that somebody else watched the movie and said, hey, this doesn't work. But the truth is, the way it ties into the end, I think is intentional.
I think it is intentional because I think when it ties into the end, he's talking to the audience that you're the future, that you're the recruits of making the world a better place.
It is a bad tool used poorly, and it hurts the movie in some bad ways.
And that's the thing is you don't like George Clooney's character. So
well, it's not even the his tone or anything like that. It's that I feel like I'm not invested in I lose any sense of wonder. I lose any investment in that character early on because it is in the context of them telling me this story, and it's there's this kooky back and forth. Mm-hmm. And I know that it's temporary. I know that I'm not along for the ride.
Yeah.
You're laying these pieces out in front of me. It's a bad way to script it.
No, I agree. And like I said, I love the story of the little boy and the invention.
Yes.
If that was a whole movie, and then he eventually grew up to be George Clooney, I would have loved it.
Yeah.
And I was actually surprised because too, it deals with NASA and stuff, and James is a sucker for NASA.
Yeah.
So if James doesn't like that,
dude, I was rooting for that girl when she's breaking down that shit. I was like, yeah, fuck those guys. Come on, man.
And so the story just keeps on unfolding that there's androids around, and they come from... Wait, did we ever find out where those androids were from?
No!
That's right.
Why are there big shiny tooth androids around? That's the problem.
Yeah, why are they trying to stop people? Is it because they didn't want them to...
Well, no, they're from Tomorrowland.
Yeah.
And they're trying to stop... the bad guy... So, all right, we're going to get into spoilers here for sure. Basically, Hugh Laurie's character is in Tomorrowland, and doesn't want them to interfere with the fact that the Earth is going to fall apart. Because honestly, he's just frustrated with humans because he has implanted in their minds the fact that the Earth needs attention, and that there's all these things going on that are going to cause the Earth to expire.
Self-destruct.
Yeah. And he's so frustrated by the fact that he put that image into their heads that he's just going to let it happen, right? Like, he knows for a fact it's going to happen, and they're doing nothing to change it. And so I think he doesn't want George Clooney's character or the little robot girl or the main character to interfere with it. But even that motivation is not terribly well.
It doesn't
defined.
make sense because if you go to Tomorrowland, his world is crumbling too.
Yeah. The truth is they needed action scenes. And their excuse for action scenes are these scenes where they fight with robots, and they're not particularly great. I mean, I'm not as frustrated as I am with Damon Lindelof's script. I am equally as frustrated with Brad Bird because I don't think that Tomorrowland is particularly. There is a shot of Tomorrowland that's really cool, but like when the little boy goes there, it's too much CGI. And I'm not just saying this because of Mad Max. It's too much CGI that doesn't look believable, and it's not a really fun action scene. It just sort of is an action scene.
And that's the thing too is there's shots in it. It's so disappointing because the talent that's involved. But I mean, there was a great moment when Casey, the young girl in it, gets her pin and she finds a way to go into Tomorrowland.
It's awesome.
And she's walking through, and it's one continuous shot of her following everything in Tomorrowland. I think's amazing. And
but it's also, I mean, it is really cool. It's really cool. And I won't take away from it the fact that, like, yes, it's clearly all a CG scene, but there's also a reason. Like, there's a story element why that scene works the way it does.
That's what I mean.
It's really cool.
And it works so well, but then it unravels when they go to, she tries to find out the origin of this pin, and she goes to Texas, and it's, the androids are there, and I don't know. It's just too much.
A lot of the stuff that happens in the real world needed to happen in half as much time.
I agree.
You didn't need George Clooney's character. You didn't need any of the scene where she goes to the store to try to sell the pin, and Keegan Michael Key is there, and like they try to kill her or anything like that. You didn't need that. You needed her to just have an excuse to get to George Clooney, and George Clooney figures out that she can save the world, and they go to Tomorrowland. And then have the adventure in Tomorrowland. Then explore the history of Tomorrowland.
It seems like a lot of missed.
Yeah.
You're right, fragmented.
Especially because, like, my favorite character in the movie is Athena.
Yeah.
And she's amazing, and she spends half the movie as this weird aloof character. Like, you've built this awesome character, and you're wasting my time on I need an action scene every 10 pages script where you've built in these action scenes in the first half that just slow it down.
Yeah. Did you want to say something, Brad?
I was going to wait, but like, what was up with the frame rate?
I didn't. You said something. I didn't
weird.
notice the frame rate at all.
It's like jerky.
Really?
Did you?
It seemed like I couldn't tell if I obviously I only saw part of it, but it seemed like when they were in Tomorrowland, everyone was like moving slightly faster than normal.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, it's really
I didn't
weird.
notice that.
It's
like the Eiffel Tower. Was that Eiffel Tower in the future?
No.
Or was that
No,
modern day?
no,
it was
they're
there
not-
too.
Yeah, it's
weird.
when anytime it dealt with those androids, it was weird. It seemed like
the androids were moving faster.
So it seems like it was half Hobbit and then half a normal movie.
Yeah, it seemed like it was the frame rate of the 3D Hobbit. When
See, and that sounds cool. If they had done a thing where now that it would be obnoxious, but if they had done a thing where when you go into
moving fast at the top of the Eiffel Tower, where they have like the 4 like science android things.
It could have been an editing thing too, because it seems like those scenes were like really cut poorly. I don't know. It was just something not right with this film, and because I always say I have problems with the movie because there's parts where I do love. Like I love George Clooney's little boy character.
Yep.
And then at the end, when they realize that Athena has a self-destruct and that they're going to use her to blow up the satellite that's beaming bad images to Earth or whatever, and they set up the scene earlier in the house where George Clooney's as a little boy says, "I'll get you to laugh," and then he's carrying Athena up as she's dying, and she says, "You know why I never laughed at anything you said? And he says, no, why? She said, because you're not that funny. And that's a
I
great
saw
moment.
that line
It's a
coming,
really
I'm
good
sorry.
No, I did.
Yeah, I
know
saw
you
it
see it
coming,
coming
but it was
too.
really
but
good.
It's really good.
Like, yeah.
It's still cute,
Yeah.
but then it devolves into like a really bad CGI George Clooney. And
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just
It's too bad because it's so much stuff. It's a well built world. It seems like they really came up with some cool ideas. And I know that this is how they wrote it because I mean it's even in if you watch the way it's directed by Brad Bird, script by Damon Lindelof and Brad Bird, and then story by Damon Lindelof, Brad Bird, and this other guy. Well, Damon Lindelof and Brad Bird and the other guy went off and spent a bunch of time writing a whole bunch of backstory for Tomorrowland to figure out how the whole thing works, and then they clearly just the problem is they tried to jam too much of it in there, and like they didn't just let the world exist.
Yeah.
Instead, there's all this. It feels like a Wachowski brothers movie. It feels like there's just
Yeah.
all this bullshit in there that doesn't actually help with the story. And honestly, the stuff that's extra is not really great world building stuff. It's everything about. It's all the action scenes about robots in the real world, and I don't care anything about that. Like, get me into Tomorrowland and give me an adventure in Tomorrowland. That's what we all wanted. Because that's the thing. At the end of the day, you boil this movie down to really what it's about, and like these ideas about like, as soon as human beings believe that the world is dying, and then they just are content with that it means it's for sure going to happen, and that it needs people like our main character Casey who want to change things and want to be good to make the world a better place. Like, it's a really cool story, and the idea of of the failure of Tomorrowland being that they create a tool that allows them to see the future, and that the future isn't as uplifting as they all believed it was when they started Tomorrowland. Like, it's a brilliant idea for a story. It's so cool and exactly what you wanted a Tomorrowland movie to be, and yet it's bogged down by all this stuff that's not what I wanted. It's just such a shame. And the weird intrigue of George Clooney falling in love with a 12-year-old robot is awesome. Like, I just love that. Like, the scenes between young him and Athena are so cute. And then to realize, like, the sadness of him growing old and her not, and how kind of depressing and sort of beautiful that is. Like, it's so good.
Yeah, there's parts where this
great
movie
idea.
works well.
Yeah.
And then the rest of it is just like, oh. And that's why I can't recommend it, because it's just too frustrating. It's a frustrating film.
Yeah, I just... Man.
Yep.
You know what's really good? Prometheus. And anybody who thinks that I'm just a Damon Lindelof apologist knows for sure now that that's not true.
What is the pin? Like, sometimes I saw them holding it, and like it would transport them to Tomorrowland, and other times they'd be holding it and nothing was happening.
Oh, it's got a battery in it that runs out during one of the scenes you slept through.
Oh.
Yeah, there's a timer on the back.
Yeah, I saw that.
So she only has it only works for a certain amount of time. Were you awake for the part where they reveal what the pin actually is?
No.
Okay, so the pin is just a commercial. So the pin doesn't actually take you to Tomorrowland. The pin is to give you a vision of Tomorrowland so that you'll go looking for it and want to be inspired to do things. So it was like a teaser trailer for a world that didn't exist. So that's why George Clooney even references at one point, like, everybody has the same experience in Tomorrowland when they use a pin.
So when you're like walking downstairs and then you touch it and like you're falling down in Tomorrowland as you're falling in like real life?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Or like if you're riding on a scooter or something and you're moving through a cornfield, I don't...
Maybe you were supposed to wear the pin in a like VR booth where you were on a treadmill. I don't know. They never show us how the pin was supposed to be used. They just show us how Athena MacGyver's the pin to work for her.
Yeah, well, Casey went into that field.
Yeah.
And walked. So
yeah,
she
then
could
Casey does it in a field.
Okay, so
she's
Athena
fine.
puts it in, and why was she even in jail?
Athena stole. Why was Athena in jail?
No, Casey.
Oh my God. Okay, so all right. So Casey's sneaking into NASA because they're tearing down the launch pads because America doesn't believe in science anymore. Now this part's all about. This is all real life stuff. So America doesn't believe in science anymore, so it's not giving any funding to NASA. So we're not building rockets. So they're tearing down all the launch pads. Her dad is a scientist. and an engineer, and so he's going to lose his job, even though he's really smart. So she's sneaking in and breaking the cranes at NASA so that they can't do it. She gets caught. She goes to jail. She gets out of jail. While she's in jail, Athena slips the pin into her bag.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. The girl who plays Casey's really good.
She's great. Everybody's great. George Clooney's really great. Like, once he stops being, like, bitter and angry, he's great. I mean, even when he's bitter and angry, he's great. Yeah. Even Hugh Laurie is pretty good.
I was a jerk.
Yeah. Totally a jerk.
Actually, I missed all his jerky moments because when he got dispatched, I was like, what did he do so bad? he just rejected some science.
He's pretty much just got, like, a scene where he has a monologue near the end where he explains it. Because he's pretending to be a good guy for so long that you just think that, like, George Clooney's in trouble, and that's why he's not invited back to Tomorrowland, and then you figure out, like, oh no, like, it's actually because this guy's kind of an asshole. So
yeah, I thought the smiling androids that, like, would shoot someone and they'd explode instantly, like, I thought they were worse than Hugh Laurie.
Yeah, they were. That's why a lot of them get killed.
I missed those parts.
Yep.
Next week, me and Brad are seeing San Andreas.
Are we? Why hasn't James seen it?
I'm going to be in Oklahoma for work.
Do we have to see San Andreas?
Yep. There's nothing else coming out. You don't have to. I can do the show by myself.
Yeah, that or Aloha.
Oh, Aloha.
Oh, Aloha's next week? Go see Aloha. Fuck, yeah.
I heard it's really bad, though.
What?
Yeah.
Amy Pascal is, like, in the emails about that movie. She said maybe next time we should read the script. Because they just gave it to Cameron Crowe because of who he is. But we'll see.
Emma Stone's in it, so that's a plus.
Yeah, she looks great in it, too.
The trailer is, like, awesome.
Oh, yeah, the trailer's great.
The trailer's, like, one of the best Cameron Crowe movies I've seen in a while.
I know, it reminded me.
But I thought the trailer for Elizabethtown would be good, too. And then I saw Elizabethtown.
I mean, I'll still see it. I know. I'd rather see San Andreas, but...
And to be fair, half of Elizabethtown is good.
We'll figure something out.
Figure it out.
As always. Thanks for listening. Thank you, Denver Comic Con. Thanks to everybody who sat in with us at Denver Comic Con. Thank you, James. Thank you, Brad.
Thank you, Ryan.
And we'll see you in the movies. Bye.
Bye.
Visit our website, realnerdspodcast.com. You can tweet us at real_nerds. You can email us even, realnerds@gmail.com. Like us on Facebook. Hey, stream us on Stitcher. You want to call us? 720-6nerds5. And download us on iTunes. Just search Real Nerds. Thank you, Joe Kempter, for the wonderful voiceover. And also Spark Mandrill for the wonderful late-night jazz smooth sounds of movies. You can find them on SoundCloud. This has been a Nebulous Visions production.